Let's play some standard Covenant 25. Yes, I am gonna play these new champions on Covenant 25 right away. Let's start out with Melting Remnant. I'm really interested in Little Fate. I haven't played with her yet, and Primitive Mold sounds like an amazing card to have. Let's randomize our ally clan. Melee weakness disappears after a round of combat where the unit took combat damage. Damage shield doesn't count. Okay, that makes sense. So it's similar in spell weakness that it goes away when the unit actually takes damage of the respective type. But I think it lasts for the entire combat, so multiple units can deal the increased damage to your unit. Okay. There's also new expert challenges. We'll look at them maybe a bit later into the test phase. For now, I just want to get a feeling for the new champions. So let's jump in with Melting Remnant and Little Fate as our champion. So our secondary clan is Awoken and we have Stings. I don't know yet which basic card that we are working with. Talos, this time around, Talos, the Architect, is a new boss. Talos has perfected her aggressive precision, striking swiftly to daze those she hits. So she will attack every turn, even before Relentless. She will do a single attack against my units, and she applies Dazed on strike. Friendly units also enter with Sap 1, so we will have 1 stack of Sap on every unit that comes into play, but after a turn that's gone. And on the floor where Talos is attacking, the unit she hits will be dazed, so it can't counterattack. That's pretty interesting. As far as I know, Talos loses her ability once she goes into Relentless, which is important because otherwise you couldn't beat this Talos with a single large unit because she would daze it every single turn, and I think that's also the reason why this ability goes away once she enters Relentless, but we'll see about that. Then our second boss is Icarus Darkness Incarnate. Icarus summons, using unknown ancient powers, Icarus summons shards of the divinities to help your advance. He will summon a looming dark shard and a shattering dark shard. This means he will summon one of the two. Every turn he will switch between the looming and the next turn the shattering dark shard. So the looming dark shard is phased, all the dark shards are phased, so we can't interact with them, we can kill them, we can't ascend or descend them. As far as I know, they are just on that floor, and they have resolved despawn, so they go away after a turn. The looming one has Incant, all spells in hand gain +1 Ember cost, so we don't want to play too many spells on that floor, otherwise our cards in hand will be super expensive eventually. Because that lasts for the entire battle, not just that turn. And Shattering Dark Shard, when an enemy unit dies, that means when one of our units die, because that's an effect on an enemy unit. So when one of our unit dies, we add a Weight of Contrition to the top of our draw pile. So we don't want to use jump block units on that floor or anything, otherwise we will have a lot of Weights of Contrition in our deck. And finally, Seraph the Patient, the new end boss. The special thing about Seraph the Patient is that he attacks immediately. He will not multi-strike during this phase, but he will attack in all rounds, and he applies melee weakness on strike to... not on strike, he applies melee weakness to our front unit on the floor, and whenever we play a unit card on the floor Seraph is on, he will get +5 attack to this thanks to his rally trigger. So when I first played against Seraph the Patient, instead of melee weakness, he was applying Fragile on Strike, which was real nasty to deal with. Let's hope melee weakness is a bit better. Our starting cards are Dripfall, Crushing Demise and Sting. Sting has been buffed to 10 damage. Pretty nice. We'll see a few other card changes in this run, I assume. So let's see. We have the good old restores for our secondary clan, which is fine. We'll see about that. I'm gonna look at my champion upgrades because I have no idea what the upgrade paths for Little Fate even are. So, we have Endless. Extinguish plus 20 attack, plus 5 health and plus 1 ember cost. Oh! So we start with a 5-1, but whenever she dies, she gains plus 20 plus 5, but she also increases her cost. That's pretty powerful. I mean, plus 20 plus 5 is a solid buff. The plus 1 ember cost means we can only let her die so many times before she becomes unplayable. And the other option is that's the Eternal Flame. The other option is Firelight. Extinguish, apply plus 5 attack, plus 5 health, and burn out 2 to friendly units. This is rough without the Drex in your starting deck, but we can reform Little Fate. We can reform Little Fate with the primitive mold, so we can keep playing her on the floor, on the same floor over and over again, and stack up those buffs and the burnout, which seems interesting. Definitely lends itself to a burnout build. Oh, Intent on Death is rare now, mainly because of Little Fate. Yeah, Intent on Death would be pretty busted with either of these champion paths. What are our starting cards? We have Crushing Demise, we have Dripfall, we have Sting. So Crushing Demise could help us start up the Eternal Flame path, play her, play Crushing Demise, and then next turn have her second form available. But that's not that great. Most of the time we can just let her die anyways. I think I am interested in trying out the Eternal Flame path. It seems fun. Let's go with it. Volatile Gorge, Guild Marker. Volatile Gorge plus Little Fate means we can have her die as often as we want, and she will always be playable. That's kind of interesting, honestly. Oh no, when you draw a non-champion card, it has been changed. Probably because of Little Fate? Not sure. That makes it a lot less appealing. So let's take the Guild Marker. Let's take the +4 attack on enemies for an extra unit draft. I want Little Fate to die for the first time as soon as possible, so we can get that extra stats on her and get her ready to fight. This means our primitive molds with this path are currently not that great. Let's drop this collector so we can get them next turn. Do I want Little Fate to die again? So, we currently have no way of killing this Forge Disciple, no matter what. Yeah, we can't kill them. So let's just throw out Little Fate again, let her die again, and then we can set her up with 45 attack. That should be enough to kill the bosses. And let's play another Trains Yard on top floor. I could have Little Fate die again, but oh, no other unit to play. I guess we'll just play her on the bottom floor. We ignore this floor and just make sure we kill the boss on the bottom. Just putting some units in front of Little Fate should be enough. Do we? No, we do not yet have any units, so let's use Crushing Demise so we can get the Train Steward back. And that should give us enough damage. Not quite. Uh-oh. We'll be taking another... Oh no. Oh no. Where are my Train Stewards? There's one more in here. Apparently I discarded one. Yeah, the Collector ended down there by direct falling. This doesn't change anything. Yeah, I guess we'll be taking a bunch of extra damage. But at least have this kill guaranteed with a very powerful Little Fate here. Molded Purifying Cleanse, Molten Encasement. So, we currently don't have any burnout units. We definitely don't want molded, I think, because we have these primitive molds and no real targets for it. Maybe we want a molten encasement, so we can use that to protect Little Fate as soon as she's big enough. Also, I feel like this path of Little Fate suffers a lot from the Covenant 10 days. But, yeah, we'll see about that. I think I'll take a Molten Encasement just so I have something good to reform. Mostly. Razor Sharp Edge is interesting. Steel Enhancer, Sharpen. What do we want? It depends a lot on what kind of unit we get. I kinda want a tank unit. We currently don't have anything great to deal with backliners. Maybe I should just take the Sharpen. Hope to find a good tank unit and throw it on there. Wickless Baron, Paraffin Tuck, Thorned Hollow. We could go with Thorned Hollow as our tank unit maybe. It doesn't synergize very well with most of the things we have. We could also try go with a Wickless Baron. The Baron can at least benefit from Little Fate dying, Molten Encasement dying. I kind of like that. Let's try. Do we want unit upgrades or spell upgrades right now? The spell upgrades are not critical at the moment. I really would like some unit upgrades on the Baron. Some starting attack or multi-strike would be ideal. Let's take a look. Quick health spikes. Paraffin Enforcer, probably not. That would be an interesting thing if I took the other path with Little Fate. I could take a Paraffin Enforcer. Yeah, I probably should. Paraffin Enforcer carries quick pretty well. We could also get some extra health on the Wickless Baron so we can actually use it as a tank. I'm not gonna buy the spikes. We have yeah, it's Strike Dazed, tell us. We have Sharpen for spikes. I don't wanna spend an upgrade slot on that. Numbers and units enter with spikes 3. That means the Paraffin attack will only ever be able to hit once. I think that's fine. We gain 75 gold. Otherwise, we could have gotten maybe 40 gold from the Paraffin attack. Something around that. Now I want the Wickless Baron to be on the same floor as Little Fate, but I think we have to sacrifice Little Fate on the bottom floor just so we can get her relevant soon enough. And then set the Wickless Baron up on the next floor. And I think Paraffin Thug on the top. We could also place a Molten Encasement, and I think we should. Should I just... Yeah, I think I should just Ripfall the Collector again. I think I want Little Fate to be in front. And we Crushing Device. Probably should have played that before the Dripfall to guarantee kill one of these combat capable units. Although now I'm happy I didn't. These Sinner's Burdens are a pain. Let's get the Molten Encasement back. The Paraffin Thug will die, I will take 4 damage to the Reconciler. That's annoying. Especially because we have no way of dealing with the Forge Disciple. I think we might be in a bad spot here. Because, yeah, we need to kill the boss this turn, otherwise these guys will kill us. Even just this is lethal on us, so... And Little Fate is not gonna have enough power yet. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I noticed the Sting buff, I commented on it when we started the run. Yeah, this was rough. Let's go for a new run. Let's go with Little Fate again. Just because I didn't really get to do a whole lot this run. So this time around, again same Talos, with Sep and Dazed. We have Icarus with Sin of Shadow, Blinding Darkshard and Shattering Darkshard. So the Shattering is the same. If one of our units dies on the floor, we get a Weight of Contrition on the top of the draw pile. And the Blinding Darkshard is Rally apply Dazed 1 to enemy units. So for every unit we play on that floor, all our units will get dazed. So we probably shouldn't play more than one unit when this thing is out, or otherwise we might take out our floor for a while. And once again, it's Seraph the Patient, and I think it will always be the Patient in this test version. So we have 2 drafts, we have 2 Ice Tornadoes, and we have a Subsuming Blade as our starting card. Alright, the last unit will only end up with Dazed 1. Yeah. Should have looked at the champion upgrade first, but I am really liking this resin block right now. Especially with the drafts. So we have the Eternal Flame again. When this unit with the Endless and Extinguish plus 20 attack plus 5 health and plus 1 cost that we have just seen before, except now we have the resin block, which makes her even stronger. And then we have the little Icarus version. Very interesting. Spikes 1, Slay gain plus 2 attack and spikes 2 permanently. That seems interesting. We also have Foregone Power from the Stygian clan. It's not gonna be easy to get her first slay off, but we can reform her with the primitive mold. But this is a very strange path. I wanna try it out, because I can't really imagine how this works out. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get up if you get Clergyman, I can see that. Enemy units enter with armor 10, this makes it very hard to get slays. But we do have the resin block and we do have reforms, so we should find a way to get her some slays this fight. Also we have Ice Tornado. Should be able to actually get a slay this way with just a single train steward. Won't be able to kill the collector though, which is a shame. Let's also throw some frostbite on the Forged Disciple here. This card also requires some slaying. We would take 2 damage to this guy. We can deal with that. More problematic is the fact that we have almost no damage whatsoever. I could play Draft Train Steward on the bottom floor, or I could just Ice Tornado for 40 damage on this guy. What's left in the deck? Another Draft and Train Steward. Maybe we need the Draft. Yeah, I think we might need the Draft for the reform as a reform target next turn. That might be what gives us the kill. Ah, we hit the Train Steward. Well, that's still a little bit of extra damage. Uh-oh. Oh, we are actually almost fine here. We'll take 1 hit from the boss. Molten Encasement, Entombed Explosive, Purifying Cleanse. I like the Entombed Explosive quite a bit. Makes it a bit easier for Little Fate to get slays. Energy Siphon, Helical Crystallis, Flash Freeze. We already have a Subsuming Blade to kill backliners and Ice Tornadoes that can do that too, so I think I want to avoid Flash Freeze. Energy Siphon is not bad with the Ice Tornadoes or the Blade. Helical Crystallis is just a good frontline damage spell, but basically we have Entombed Explosive for that job. Let's go with Energy Siphon for now. So what do I want? It's weird. We have spikes on her, but she's not really tanky at all, so it's not like we can set her up in front to take the hits and increase her spikes. She will grow pretty strong over time, so we have a pretty high damage backline unit. Maybe we want a Guard of the Unnamed for a frontliner or a Wickless Baron to make use of the slays we should be getting. Let's try with the Wickless Baron again. Unit upgrades and the Stygian unit. I think I want to go spell upgrades, to be honest. I want to cost reduce and maybe hold over the Subsuming Blade. And we also have a bit more gold to do that. Okay, I think we go with the Subsuming Blade. And also cost reduce it. Do we want magic power and consume on an Ice Tornado? Honestly, that's not the worst idea. And let's go ahead. Mark of Invasion. There will be a bunch of clergymen. The ones on the top floor might be very annoying to deal with. But I still want to take it. I do want the extra power we can get from it. If I let Little Fate die now, it might be tough to get her back with the drafts also being in the mix. I could also let the drafts die instead. I think I want to have Little Fate in the back. A draft in front and then another draft in the back to clear the floor and grow the Baron. Spell weakness seems unnecessary, but we might as well put it on. Unnecessary for this wave specifically. Let's get the drafts back. I'm not gonna get the collector, but these drafts will do a good job here. No kill with Little Fate though. I am gonna get a kill next turn though. This is fine. Get the draft back, put them on the bottom floor. Didn't manage to get a Slay with the Subsuming Blade yet. But here we go. We can bring a draft back. It's a lot of damage. Boss has spikes 4, so we only hit once with this draft. Well, twice. This draft will be another 120 damage? No, 160. So we will get the kill with this draft. I think we do it this way instead. I wanna try getting the kill with Little Fate, although it seems very unrealistic because of the spikes on the boss. Currently we're dealing 41 plus 13, which is not enough, and the Entombed Explosive in front would be too much. And Subsuming Blade, I don't think we can change the math in a favorable way to actually get the Slay with Little Fate. 3 more damage with this guy. Yeah, that just doesn't work out. Still want to increase the power on the blade. A Frostbite only hits after Little Fate has already attacked, so we would never be able to get the kill that way. Do I want a Drip Fall? I think so. I can help with getting Slays on Little Fate, maybe. So, here we see a new keyword. Attuned. Crypt Builder and Titan's Gratitude both have it. So attuned is multiply the effects of magic power by 5, so upgrades on Crypt Builder actually make a big difference. So plus 10 magic power would result in plus 50 damage on a Crypt Builder, which is pretty exciting. Same goes for Titan's Gratitude. Titan's Gratitude is a huge damage spell now with a little bit of extra spell power. I think I like the Crypt Builder, to be honest. We have ways of discarding it already with the foreground power, although that's not reliable. And we don't really have the Ember to play it if we play Subsuming Blade in the same turn. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should go with... I still like it. We'll just have to get the... get the cost reduction or maybe extra ember or something like that. I do want to try to get some more slays with Little Fate, but it's not easy. Let's go to the right here. Holdover again. At this point I'm not sure what I even want to hold over. Probably not one of the expensive cards. A holdover Dripfall could be pretty interesting. We could also get 100 more damage on a crit builder. Let's cost reduce and hold over the Dripfall. We will certainly find a good use for that. Offering Monument. Icy Silo Fight. Do we want an Offering Monument? Not that much, but it's still useful. The Silo Fight could help with Slate triggers with the Wickless Baron. Let me take the Offering Monument. I think that could be nice. Purge a card, gain a card. Sure, what do we purge? Primitive Mold is okay. I think we might need it sometimes. Foregone Power is decent, but it's... 5 of them might be a little too many. Obviously Train Stewards are pretty bad. Especially with the Primitive Molds. Yeah, let's get rid of the Train Steward. And then we want... what do we want? Let's go for a rare Melting Remnant card. Remove all burnout and debuff effects from a unit. I'll take it. I'm not sure if I have a great use for it yet. It works with the drafts. And we can make use of it with reformed units, I guess. We'll see. And there's Soulsucker Tellus. New boss music. Let's increase the volume a bit. I want to listen to these new tunes. Where do we want to set up? I think the second floor is our floor of choice. Oh, right. Talos was on the second floor. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's actually a little bit of a problem right now. Let's see if we can draw into something useful. This is not very useful stuff. That puts me in a pretty bad position right here. Talos coming to the top floor is not nice at all. I think we have to set up 2 drafts here. Bring back the Wickless Baron. If we set them up on the top floor, we can at least get a 1 kill here. We can also try to use... Energy Siphon should be on this floor, so we can draw another card. Let's use Foregone Power. I was hoping not to discard the Dripfall. Ah, the lost health on the Offering Monument actually ruined this floor. Didn't pay enough attention there. I think we have to restart this fight. I missed a few very obvious plays. I made a few very obvious misplays. Talos being on this floor makes it a very bad space to set up. I think we have to set up the top instead. at least for now. And I think we want Offering Monument on in the front, actually. Yeah, I thought about that. Probably I should have gone with that plan. You know what? It's actually not a bad idea to try it out in this fight. But the health gain from reforming is pretty slow, so... But yeah, it makes sense. You don't need her to survive a bunch of turns. Just like surviving 1 or 2 hits is enough. Yeah, that might actually work pretty well. Just need to make sure we don't have too many units in the reform pool. Which we obviously neglected last turn. Things are looking fine on the top. Can get 2 more slays with Little Fate here. And honestly, we can get slays here as well. We get this slay. We deal a bunch of damage to Talos, and these Disciple Foot Soldiers will die. I think I'm gonna save this Train Steward. I'm glad you like my stream, Jack Tracy. And I mean my YouTube videos, which is honestly pretty much the same thing anyways. We can only kill one of these with Little Fate, but the other one gets a slay from the Wickless Baron, which makes it useful to keep them alive, I guess. Things are looking alright here. We need some extra damage against the Forged Disciple, I think. Do we want to Dripfall anything? Not really. Oh wait, we want to Dripfall Talos. I don't want the draft to die right away. No reform this turn. We can still draw into it. Let's start out with Subsuming Blade on this guy, and there's reform. And we got back Little Fate. Yeah, now her stats are looking quite nice. Next turn, Talos comes out for the Relentless phase, so... we might wanna have Little Fate die again. It's difficult though. This doesn't matter. Nothing really matters right now for Dripfall. Do we have a way? We have the Subsuming Blade if we want to kill and reform Little Fate. Maybe that's worth. Could Subsuming Blade her now and try to draw into it with the Offering Monument? We have 3 draws, but it's also random because we have these units. But we have another turn to find her. Think that's okay? If we play Wickless Recruitment first, we are guaranteed to discard Crypt Builder. Problem is, now we also have a chance to get back the... Oh, there's little Fade. Very nice. Do we want... Yeah, we have a lot of extra... reforms available with these 2 primitive molds in the deck, so there's a high chance we get our back anyways. We didn't, but that's fine. We have to kill anyways, so... let me just get a Slay on the Subsuming Blade real quick. And then we win here on the top floor. Okay, I like that interaction. I was a bit worried about the health scaling on Little Fate, but it's enough. It's only enough. Sacrificial Resurrection, Wax and Spike gifts for a guard. Yeah, now her stats look much more impressive. Gifts for a guard isn't bad, but it's not exactly stellar in this deck. It's good if we hit the Ice Tornadoes, I guess, and the Crypt Builder. So yeah, I probably should take it. Sacrificial Resurrection, on the other hand, gives us a big draft. We can get rid of the dead weights, some of these Forgotten Powers or Transyords we don't need. That's also not a bad choice. It gives us a great reform target as well. Although we might want to focus on reforming Little Fate a little bit more often. So, Sacrificial Resurrection versus Gifts for a Guard. I don't think Wax and Spike is a consideration here. Let's go with Gifts for a Guard for now. I like the card and I think it's pretty solid in this deck. I think this is a skip. Yep, I should probably turn down the music again. I will turn it up for the Icarus fight. Again, because same reasons. I think he's got a new boss tune. I think we want draw. I don't think we need capacity that urgently. And we want to draw into our reforms quicker and more often. Let's see. Removals would be nice. I would really like to get these train stewards out there. Unit upgrades, we could get some extra health on the Offering Monument, and obviously upgrades on the Wickless Baron would be great. We are up against a Relic, Pyre Health and Forgotten Boons. The problem is I have very low gold right now, so I can't really... It's not even guaranteed that I will be able to afford a... large upgrade. So I think we go to the left, to the right here, and get the Relic. Check strips, Catches of Salvation. The problem with check strips is that we kill the units we want to kill with Little Fate. Unless we set up on the bottom floor. Then it's pretty much upsides, but... Sketches of Salvation, that will put out a draft, 2 drafts, and Tombed Explosive, and Offering Monument, and the Wickless Baron eventually. Well, 4 of these 5, which is honestly pretty bad for us catchers. Let's take check strips. We can always set up Little Fate on the bottom, so her spikes can have effect. Okay, so the upgrade on Little Icarus path just increase the permanent gains. That makes sense. That was roughly what I expected. I don't think we want to pair this with the Eternal Flame path right now. I think reforming is the better way to go at the moment. Yeah. Armor emblem, okay. I mean, Little Fate has enough spikes to kill weak units through that armor. Well, there are none of these weak units at the moment. This leaves one of these guys with very low health, which is nice. So we could get a kill with Little Fate, but that means we are missing out on the Wickless Baron this turn. We could set up on this floor. Honestly, I think we set up on the top with the Baron. Let Little Fate die on the bottom floor. So we can set her up on a higher floor next. Yeah, it's the base cards losing their purpose is actually a pretty severe downside in my opinion. It's also one of the reasons why I love Explosive Sentient so much, because you give the base cards a lot of purpose. 6 health. So if we set up Little Fate here, she will be able to kill the frontliner and deal a significant amount of damage to the backliner. Seems good. That also means that I really don't want to play any other units right now, because I rely on bringing back Little Fate at the moment. So I'm not gonna play any of these. There's our one primitive mold we needed, and things can start now. Start getting interesting now. We will have 35 spikes next turn, which is almost enough to get a kill on this guy. Removing the burnout and the daze doesn't do anything right now, but we can use it to draw. Another primitive mold. Draw more. That's actually nice. Makes it easier to kill this guy. Let's play the primitive mold. I still need to reform Little Fate at least one more time. $29 damage. That's not quite enough to get rid of the light harnesser in the back. Maybe we can do something like this. Descend this light harnesser. So we get the kills here, and then... Little Fate will have 39 spikes, which is not quite enough to kill these guys. Can't really do anything with the drafts on that floor, so let's set them up on the bottom. They will die. That means I'm not guaranteed to get my Little Fate back. Let's try to discard a Crypt Builder here. We missed. Too bad. Yeah, it seems like targeted reform is gonna be important pretty soon. I think we have to use Gifts for a God here. Hope to draw into a bunch of reforms. An Ice Tornado, that's helpful. We got a draft back. Yeah, we need this. 10 health. It's not enough to survive on this floor. Unless we Drip Fall. And we might as well. This guy already dies, so let's throw out some Foregone Powers on this floor. Three cards in the reform pool. Offering Monument, not what I was hoping for. And here's Little Fate again. I think we now want her to be in the back line. We Drip Ball this guy again. So our Wickless Baron can kill the frontliner and Little Fate can kill the Light Harnesser. Makes sense. to me. Might as well play the Offering Monument to get the Harvest Trigger, and let's throw on an Energy Siphon on the boss. Maybe we get a nice Tornado against that. Wanna remove the Burnout now, because Little Fate is now our backliner. Ripfall isn't necessary this turn, but I do wanna daze the boss next turn, so I'm playing it just to hold it over. And I'm also gonna throw out the nice Tornado here. Lacking a little bit of damage. Yeah, that solves it. So 41 plus 92. It's actually more like a 44 plus 92. So we deal 136 damage to the boss each time we hit them. So if we hit him 4 times, that's 544 damage. That means the kill goes to Little Fate. Hi, Hidden Away, welcome. Resin removal. That's interesting. Devourer of Death and Remnant Host. Remnant Host is a good way to get some extra harvest triggers. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the beta. Currently we are trying to figure out Little Fate. She's a very fun champion. Resin removal can get rid of Daze, which can be nice. I guess it can also get rid of melee weakness, which might be important. I think I want it. Glacial Seal and Name Tome Frenzied Swarm. These don't seem so good. Let's skip. Now it's time to get some unit upgrades and removals. We have a decent number of coins on our hand. Large stone. That might not be what I'm looking for. Although I would love to put it on Little Fate. Let's put some burnout on this draft so it stays around a bit longer. Unnamed Tome is easy mode for Seraph the Patient's Relentless Phase. Huh? Does Seraph the Patient have triggered abilities in Relentless? I didn't know that. Let's reroll Endless. That's not what I was looking for. I think the extra health goes on the Offering Monument and the extra attack on Draft. I don't want Endless. Oh, I might want Endless. Yeah, I do want Endless. Because that removes that unit from the... I cancel his Rally? Oh, you can silence off his Rally. Okay. I didn't... that's interesting. It's the only boss ability that you can silence off, is it? Isn't it? Okay, that's very interesting. Let's get rid of 2 more Train Stewards because we really don't want to play them. And let's take a look at the event. One Horn Stone, Wildwood Tome, or Umbra Stone. Whew! Umbra Stone on Little Fate. It's juicy. Wildwood Tome is also pretty good on her. One Horn's Tome is a bit less exciting in this deck. Although it's good if drawn with Gifts for a Guard. I think I like Umbra Stone. Trample plus Slay is always a nice combination, especially with offensive scaling Slays. Yeah, let's keep the gold and go ahead. Enemy non-boss units get multi-strike. That shouldn't be too bad. Can only get one kill here with Little Fade, but that's enough for now. Let's also play the Wickless Baron and probably a draft on this floor, and then Little Fade in front. The draft does stay around for a turn. Might even want a Dripfall. Well, it doesn't really matter here. But I think I want it next turn. Because the collector is gonna be on the top floor. Let's play Offering Monument and Dripfall. That's not ideal. I think I have to draw here. Yep, that's what I was looking for. If I play Little Fade here, the Overcharge tank will still kill the draft. But that's 51 damage. If I play her in the back though... 70 damage, 70... 81. We don't have the damage to kill this tank anyways. But I think I have to weaken it. Otherwise we'll get nowhere. We got the draft back. Which is not a bad thing at all, but would have liked to get a Little Fade here. Stripfall this guy. Yeah, I think we wanna Dripfall. Think we also wanna play Entombed Explosive. Subsuming Blade so we can hit the backliners and then use the draft to kill the frontliner. Think we keep Dripfalling this guy. Could Ice Tornado here. Probably better to Subsuming Blade and Entombed Explosive. Let's draw. Do we want to keep drawing? I think so. There's our Primitive Mold, very nice. Do we just place her in the backline now? We could get the kill on this Overcharge tank this turn. Actually... Oh, we don't have space on that floor, right. Yeah, we'll drop her on the bottom. This guy is still not dying. I guess that's not a big deal. Kill this guy with the spikes and the backliner with the attack from Little Fate. And we use the Subsuming Blade just to get a kill. There's another unit in the... Oh, right, the Offering Monument. I don't want to play it right now. Nothing... No, there is a draft. I do need Little Fate to stay alive a bit longer. I guess the way I do this is by reforming the draft, putting it in the backline, and then get Little Fate killed on the bottom floor. I'm also gonna consume the Umbra Stone. We're not gonna get a kill with the Subsuming Blade anyway, so no need to hold it over. And then we reform her this turn. Uh-oh, we can't. But that's... yeah. That's no problem. Not at all. Okay. Lightstone casing. Seems okay. We can cost reduce the Subsuming Blade again, which would be nice. Another resin removal, a Votivari and a Subsuming Blade. We don't want another Subsuming Blade this late. Have to scale a second one. I think a single resin removal is also usually enough. Urchin Spines, Cuddle Hex, Frenzied Swarm. Skip. I don't want these. Although Cuddle Hex could be okay. Spell upgrades or the relics? Let's go for the relics. 3 stacks of burnout each time it is applied. That makes our drafts last a lot longer. Kind of like this. Pyrestone Housing, Melting Spout, Boon of the Blacksmith. These are all not amazing. Pyrestone Housing... no. Let's reroll. Iron Drop Cage, yeah. With our holdover Dripfall, we can basically daze bosses for as long as we want. Icarus, Darkness Incarnate with the Dark Shards. Let's tune up the sound a little, so we can hear Arcus tunes. Which one is this? Apply dazed 1 to enemy units? Sure, we can daze our Little Fate, I don't care. I do wanna kill the Subsolver though, which seems impossible with the hand I currently have. I need to draw with the Offering Monument if I want to kill the Absolver. I think Offering Monument goes here. Little Fate definitely goes here, and the Witless Baron goes behind the Offering Monument, and then we try to draw with the Foregone Power. Train Steward. That doesn't work because of the Dark Shard. Set up the Crane Steward on the top to get it out of the deck. Now there's a Shattering Dark Shard on this floor, so we wanna avoid having units die here. Well, this draft is not gonna die, so it's fine. So we can get the kills on both Absolvers. Let's also purge the Weight of Contrition. Oh, we discarded the Crypt Builder. I do want to play the Dripfall on Icarus whenever possible. And there's our primitive mole to get back our cute little champion. Let's play her on the bottom to get these kills and deal a bunch of extra damage to Icarus. This Dark Shard doesn't matter at all. I wanna kill the backliner, so let's daze the frontliner. Oh, actually we can just tank the hit from the frontliner. Then we kill the backliners with the spikes. That works very well. Let's keep dazing you. We're not getting very many kills on this floor, but that's fine, I guess. Shattering Dark Shard. So don't have units die there. I get it. 3 form. And maybe it's about time. She's still very, very good in the front line. Okay. Let's keep stacking the dazed. Even though maybe I should have put it on the Absolver. We don't have quite enough damage here, but we can put the Entombed Explosive here as well. Do have Trample on Little Fate, so kinda wanna keep her alive for now. So this is 50 damage to this guy, then 87 damage to the Clip Guardian, and then we trample everything to death with Little Fate. I like it. And this is the Blinding Dark Shard. Let's daze you some more. This time around it seems like we can't keep Little Fate alive unless... Well, we can, but honestly at this point it's not critical to do. There's another... No. The Clip Guardian in the back though. No, I think we have to keep her alive. This isn't guaranteed to take out one of them, but it's very likely to. Honestly, I think we just Dripfall this turn. But how do we deal with those next turn? I think we do this. I think we... if we Dripfall the backliner, this guy dies to Little Fate. I'm gonna use the Entombed Explosive and... yeah, good enough for now. Oh, dazed on this floor. That's actually a little bit of a problem. Not too much though. Well, if we don't get Little Fate, it's a problem. If I play the Entombed Explosive here, then we don't have the Wickless Baron damage this turn. I guess that's fine. And we can set up the Giraffe on the top floor to get the kill on this Clip Guardian next turn. Oh wait, it also dazes No. We dazed the Clip Guardian. Oh, I drip-falled him last turn, I forgot. Yeah. That means we need some Crypt Builder action here. Yeah, that works. That totally works. Final wave. This guy has a ton of days on him. Don't want this. I do want that. 152 times... Well, times 12. That's enough for the kill. But why just get the kill on Icarus if we can get the kill on these guys as well? Not on this guy. But definitely on this guy. This guy gets the blade. And we dripfall Icarus for more dazed. Little Fate does burn out right now. So we might wanna add a little bit extra damage here. That's not enough extra damage. I was hoping I could manipulate it so Little Fate gets the kill, but apparently that doesn't work. Because of the burnout. Oh well. Bounty Stalker, Harness the Titan, Devourer of Death. We don't have enough damage spells for Harness the Titan to be great, although the Crypt Builder has a tune, so it would be 25 damage extra. Not sure if I want the Devourer of Death, I don't think so. Bounty Stalker... No, we have Little Fate doing the same thing. I might want extra Ember now. I'm very often Ember starved here. Let's get some spell upgrades. Another holdover, that might be a little too much. Is there a card I really want to hold over? Resin removal for the final boss. Seems reasonable. But let's look at the conceal cards first. This event. I think it's just Heaven's Gold. I don't think we want any of the other ones at this point. I think it will be hard to find time to play the... I'm gonna take the resin removal. Hold over. We won't be using it every fight, but it seems reasonable. And I think we still don't want Eternal Flame. We want... I don't really care that much about the little Icarus upgrade anymore, because it's only 2 more fights. So the increased stack gain is not that important, but it's still nice to have. Spikes 107. I think I also want the Entombed Explosive here on the bottom floor. We could also deal 40 damage to this guy. And I think our killing floor is gonna be the top floor, because this floor is capacity reduced. Might as well. let's draw. That helps. And a foregone power to kill the collector. Seems nice. This is enough to kill the Gilded Wing, but we can't really get to the Wing Conduit yet. It's burn up 4, so we can just set up the top floor. The Gilded Wing dies to Little Fate, then the Wickless Parent can not quite finish off the Steel Wings, so let's blow up the Steel Wings. Then we play Little Fate on the top and kill the Collector with Frostbite. Might as well remove these spell shields. They might matter. For that wave specifically. Let's bring back the draft. This guy dies to the check strips, so it's mostly the Gilded Wing that we have to deal with there. Oh, this... no. Just get rid of some of these guys on the bottom floor. We don't have enough health on the draft. Don't want to play the Train Steward. Let's keep on removing some resin here. We need to bring back Little Fate. 11 health is now enough to kill a Gilded Wing because of the double hit. Honestly, most of these cards don't really matter right now. I do see a reason for descending this Gilded Wing right now. But yeah, if we play the Entombed Explosive here and descend the Gilded Wing, that should be alright. I also want to get some Frostbite on this guy. And I don't think I care about the resin removal right now. No Little Fate this turn, unless we draw into it. That's a bit of a waste. No, it's okay. Do wanna try finding the reform? There we go. We hit the draft. I mean, that's not all bad. Let's play the draft and use the Wickless Recruitment. And there we go, we got the Offering Monument back. Whoops, not what I was going for, but it's okay. If we get Little Fate this turn, it's all fine. Gridfall here. Let's play resin removal. Didn't get Little Fate yet. But honestly, we still should ultimately be fine. Let's use Gift for a guard to find reform cards. There we go. think we put Little Fade in the back and use a resin removal to remove the Dazed. I'm also gonna start stacking Dazed on this guy. Use the Subsuming Blade to get rid of him. We might as well get the Offering Monument back one more time. Not like it hurts. It's basically conserving a draw for the next turn. No, the Offering Totem was the Offering Monument was already dead at that point. I think this is a skip, although Memories of the Melted would be a good chunk of Ember. We just don't really have a great way of using it. We have the Offering Monument. Okay. Might be good enough. I kind of like the idea of a Guardian Stone. Yeah, the music volume is still up. I forgot to lower it after Icarus. I'm gonna keep it up for now, just to see if Seraph also has a new theme, although I doubt it. We need this Wickless Baron to be upgraded. Guild Marker, Votive Key, Rules of Containment. Guild Marker, if we spend, we get a third more value out of our money, a third of... yeah, that's not worth it. It's a bit too expensive, and we have a little bit too few coins to really make use of it. Votive Key, apply Endless to Little Fade every turn. It would be nice, but her health doesn't grow that way. Yeah, that's not gonna be useful for Little Fade, but it might be useful for drafts. We can more easily make use of drafts, for example. I'm still interested. I think I'll take it. I'm also gonna reroll here. Waxer Snuffer. Do we have any extinguished triggers? Entombed Explosive is the only one. Okay. Don't think we need anything else. Endless health and some stats. Let's upgrade the Offering Monument with the health. The draft can get these stats, and then let's hope for good upgrades for the Baron. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, upgrade a unit with Incant Gamer Armor 2 now. Nice. Yeah, I think I like this. And then let's remove the final Train Steward. You know what? We have the gold, we might as well give the Guardian Stone some extra health over time. What do we want to upgrade? Subsuming Blade? That's pretty neat. Maybe not though. I like the Offering Monument. Yeah. Yeah. Compared to Spikes 4, for example, I almost never buy that upgrade. Or damage shields. The range is pretty useful. Now this is the same old tune. Which is good and all, but I've heard it enough times. I don't want to play units in this second floor right now, if I can avoid it. And I easily can. I think we want to set up the top. At least with the Wickless Baron. Little Fate doesn't get a kill here right now. Unless we play the Ice Tornado. Guess we should. And then we can use Little Fate to get a kill on the Dark Wings. Melee weakness takes 2 times combat damage. All melee weakness is removed out of the combat round in which this unit took damage. Yeah, makes sense. But you know what? I don't want you to take damage this turn. So let's play an Offering Monument. Yeah. And then Primitive Mode. Bring back Fade. I just gave this Seraph plus 10 attack. That might be a problem. Although Seraph will most likely never attack again because of days. Once I've drawn my... Dripfall. So let's search for Dripfall. Are there any cards? Yeah, the Guardian Stone. I don't want to draw into the Guardian Stone right now, so let's stop here. Okay, we want Endless on the Entombed Explosive, who already has it, but that means we don't have to get Endless on another unit, because right now I don't want the Endless. Resin removal to remove the melee weakness. Let's just keep drawing. I wanna get back to Little Fade. Still pretty low health. Seraph on the top again. Honestly, I don't really care. We'll just start dazing him a lot. This guy does kill Little Fade, which I'm fine with. Totally fine right now. Honestly, let's just use this on Seraph. Don't want to keep cycling. Umbra Stone. That's a bit too early. It's a good chunk of extra damage against this Gilded Wing. We are looking for a reform, I guess. Although we don't need a one this turn. We can just let Little Fate die to the Gilded Wing. She gets the kill after all. Let's daze you. I want a new monument. Could have targeted something else. Maybe I should have. Alright, the monument was endless. That's not very useful. But I guess we can still just play it out. Honestly, I don't like you being here. I do want to play units on this floor, so go away, please. This is not what I wanted to reform, but it's okay. We can still make use of this. Draft. That means only Little Fate is left. Let's get a lot of extra Ember. Little Fate goes in the back now, I think. We dispel that annoying dazed and melee weakness stuff. And now we start incanting like crazy, so the Guardian Stone gets big and tanky. Let's start with this. Actually, can still get kills with Little Blaze. But I do want to cast my spells on the top floor. Start with some of these. Yeah, why not? 3 more spells. Very happy to see Wickless recruitment, because that means we don't have to worry about burnout. And you know what, let's finish this with some spells against Seraph. Actually, I'm gonna keep the Ice Tornado. And there's Trample. We already triggered the votive key. Might as well play these out. We don't need to reform Little Fate anymore this fight. There's Dripfall. That's another harvest trigger, at the very least. So these offering totems are not entirely useless. Oh, that's a pretty nice draft. Let's keep casting Grip Force on the Seraph. And I think we should have this pretty easily, in fact. Yeah, we no longer have space for that, huh? Might as well play it here. The rally doesn't matter because of the... because of all the days. 80 times 2, so you kill this guy. And then we... well, the slate triggers on Little Fate don't really matter anymore. Just wanna keep my units healthy. And finally, the fight against Seraph. Are we taking any damage? We currently are taking only the damage of the Gilded Wing. So if we daze the Gilded Wing, we are no longer taking any damage whatsoever to this boss. Okay, the little Icarus path seems very strong with the base card already. If you start growing her very early, you get a very powerful little Fate with a lot of spikes, and that's pretty nice. Okay, So we mastered Little Fate, Primitive Mold and Foregone Power. Very nice. Oh! Oh, we can get the Exiled crowns now. Okay, so that leaves a bit more completion. Yeah, fun run. Little Fate ended up with 171 attack and Spike's 167. Pretty solid stats. Seems almost a bit too easy to scale her up, but we'll see.